The series opens with an injured lioness lady named Griselda staggers into her house. She aids her wound and takes 3 sons to Miami into her friend's small apartment by the night's flight. Her friend owns a travel agency and lets him stay for a few days until she can own a place. The mother of 3 decides to run every burning hell to give her boys a life of peace. So, while keeping up with the mediocre job, she thinks of doing some illegal stuff. She takes out a stash of coke smuggled in her younger son's briefcase and moves to a party to attract sellers. However, she finds a drug follower who helps her to meet the actual dealer man named Amilcar, ruler of the drug business of the town. However, he refuses to deal with Griselda no matter how hard she tries to convince him. It seems like this new town is not playing well with Griselda because, in a few seconds, the one who helped her robbed the stash of coke from her. She's back home crying and empty-handed. Although she's a lioness for a reason, she wakes up with a plan and robs her drug from the same man by beating him with a baseball bat. She also threatens him to set you a meeting with another drug dealer in the town. He agrees, but he ruins her relationship with her friend by revealing the truth. The friend gets scared and kicks her out of the house and job the same night. She hires a dishwasher, Chucho, from the cafe for her security and to act strong. Although Griselda succeeds in setting up the deal and gets enough money to buy a house, the buyer has been shot dead along with other security men by an intruder. The intruder was sent by Amilcar's associates in Miami. Griselda has been advised to go home with her money after this whole bloodshed, but she chooses a dangerous path to run her life ahead after realizing what her late husband did to her. It is revealed that her husband forced her to sleep with his brother because he lost him a huge shipment of drugs. Her husband was in debt to his brother and he wanted to rule it out by offering her wife. She is convinced to some extent, but this wakes up a monster living in her body. She gets frustrated with his husband's ill mentality and shoots him dead. The same night, she flew up here with her 3 sons. But she always keeps their father's murder hidden from her boys. In addition, her husband's brother is eagerly searching for her to avenge his brother's death. However, now she must earn for her boys' lives. So she walks back to the Amilcar and sets up a deal to provide more stashes and double the profits in 1 month. Shaking up hands with the black business may turn her luck upside down. The determined and enthusiastic Griselda sets up a bombastic plan to double the number of customers and build her relations in the drug market. For this, she uses her previous associated prostitute center from Colombia. She smuggled tons of coke in the bras of some hot chicks from Colombia. Also, she is struggling to hide her location from her dead husband's brother, who has hired his staff to look out for her. Dario sneaks into the prostitute center and asks for her. One of the jealous prostitutes talks about him, the name of the city where girls have been sent on Griselda's orders, which is Miami. On the other hand, Griselda collects a suitcase filled with coke and moves to Amilcar for her first step in the business. But it turns out on the darker side when he plays her well and introduces a more beneficial supplier who has already been hired in place of Griselda. She has been insulted for being a woman in the business and runs back home devastated. However, her manager and friend proved to be a great support system and helped her build courage again. They suggest selling or distributing samples to the rich white people in the parties and clubs. For this, Griselda meets German Pinesso and encourages him to be a partner. After a long haul of arguments, he finally agrees and they agree to organize a yacht party. They call every rich white person they knew at the party who could have a taste of their fine product and then buy it in stocks. Pinesso is influenced by her confidence and boldness. While she is moving forward speedily, some demons from the past are still haunting her place. Her husband's brother and Dario find her. June Hawkins, a lady detective, is hired to investigate the murders committed by Amilcar. She finds a cigarette with red lipstick, most probably from Griselda, on the dealing table. However, Griselda is busy setting up her own market and challenging Amilcar in his own territory. Her party has been attacked and threatened by associates of Amilcar. However, with her boldness and Pinesso's support, they let the danger out and win the market of rich Americans for their drug dealings. After a dangerous yet successful party, she is back home in danger again. The husband's brother threatens and insults her in front of the boys, but she requests to have it in another room. Hence, the boys are from the bold lady. They point the gun at their uncle. Fortunately, Dario comes in and handles the situation by betraying his own boss. He shoots the boy's uncle and rescues Griselda and her boys. She is grateful for his mercy and lets him join her as her associate. In approximately 3 months, Griselda manages to build up her empire by quickly spreading the drug business. Amilcar murders a man but leaves a witness on the road. Unfortunately, June manages to read Amilcar's name from the witness, but they don't have any proof. Hence, Griselda's success was a threat to the already existing Power Ochoa's, which is owned by Rafa, who has a massive collection of coke. He wants to buy the business of all the drug dealers in the town and make big offers. For Griselda and Pinesso, he set up an amount of $15 million. However, she can't let what she has earned in all these months. Pinesso wants to kneel for a moment, but Griselda refuses to accept the charity. She also encourages the other dealers not to accept the offer and answers Rafa with brutal words. Amilcar's associates are present and dismiss her entire agenda by raising a conflict about the charging party. Even when everyone agrees to reject Rafa's money, Amilcar is more interested in ruining whatever Griselda is trying to achieve. Griselda moves to meet Amilcar all alone, who reveals the actual reason for hiding in his house and accepting Rafa's offer. He is worried about the murder he committed and doesn't want any more trouble. Griselda offers to kill the witness and free Amilcar from any police arrest. At the same time, June is not holding up back from investigating the murders with her sharp eyes. The death of the witnesses proves Griselda's cruelty and monstrous heart because Dario resists killing the father of an innocent child, but Griselda doesn't care. She let him shoot the witness even though his child was 6 months old. June reaches the crime spot and hands over the child to social services. However, she has given up this time because her male colleagues can't see a woman putting more brilliant ideas on the table. So she resigns and goes for a simple desk job. However, the last bold step as an intelligence cop did the work and they got the proof against Amilcar. They arrest him and the parties go against her in a moment. Even her partner Pinesso is sold for the money and joins other dealers. She gets the news of her devastation at the celebration party of the Union of Parties. But now it seems that her murder was for nothing and she is alone in Miami now. However, she is not giving up that easily. Hence, June's mastermind impresses a new cop who is also a member of Centec. It is an institute against the narcotics of Miami and he wants her to work with him. Griselda wants to get back her territory from the Ochoas and everyone who has shaken hands with him. She moves to a safer spot and plans the murders of Pinesso and Amilcar's subordinates one by one. Dario and a few others are responsible for implementing her evil plans. They kill Pinesso in an alcohol store and Amilcar's into his house. However, soon it is revealed that Amilcar's subordinate is still alive because they have targeted his father instead. Rafa warns her to leave the town because she has invited a war with the superpower Ochoas. But Griselda accumulates an army of Cuban immigrants who already hate the civilians for treating them badly. She ignites the fire of revenge in them and encourages them to help her in killing the remains. She raids Rafa's roots, burns his stock houses, and destroys his shipments with the help of immigrants. She is called the Godmother by her subordinates. However, the monster of rage which is growing inside her body threatens Dario to lose her mind. In contrast, she still has a warm heart for every worker who has been killed in all these brutal acts. One of the workers' mothers comes to offer her other sons to Griselda. Because she gave them life and the courage to stand against injustice, she is going crazy for her territory, fame, and wealth and wants it back at any cost. Dario is helping her in every part of the plan. She brutally kills the last rebellious dealer in Miami, which scares Rafa. However, she has been seen by an eyewitness and June is really close to her now. She now knows the name and what she looks like. Griselda is pregnant with Dario's child, but she never wants to look fragile and weak. Dario is pissed off at her for hiding the good news. Rafa begs her to give him his coke back, and he also offers a hand of friendship from Amilcar's subordinates. She can have her territory back, and they can do business as always. But Griselda is now into more drama and she wants the control of Miami in her hands. She also kills Amilcar's subordinate and enrages Rafa, but he is helpless now. She doesn't want Ochoas to be the drug lord of Miami anymore, but she wants the whole city and orders Rafa to set a meeting with Fabio. He is above all of Ochoa's business and she requests her to take control of every ounce of coke in Miami. He accepts her offer but kills her beloved manager as a warning to avoid any misconduct. June has reached the stock houses of Griselda and they get her pictures and suspects of all the murders she has committed. One of Amilcar's subordinates, Rivi, has fallen in love with her and wants to join her. She let him do that. Griselda has become the drug lord of Miami and set up her base in the upcoming 3 years. She is now stronger, powerful, and savage to every new drug dealer in the city. Her power has made her crazy and she lets down every new narcotic on the market. In addition, she also stops the investigation of Centec by accusing June's partner of bribery. She transfers a huge amount into his account and breaks the confidence of Centec. However, June does not let her break her courage when she is so close to destroying her business. June is left with one stock home and wants to play with Griselda's brain. She lets Griselda suspect an informant who is betraying her and leaking her information. To avoid any further betrayal, Griselda's innocent workers who could ever pass the information. While she is getting ready for Dario's grand birthday party, his workers are slaughtering the suspect informants. June wanted to tease her psychologically so she could make a bigger mistake. Griselda invites the super-rich community of narcotics to her husband's party and introduces her 4-year-old son. She also gifts Dario a gold-plated gun. She is so crazy about placing the informant that she suspects everyone out there. She asks Rafa's girlfriend about his private chats with any cop member. She has gotten rid of every possible informant, but her last stock house still has been raided, which fuels her paranoia. One of Griselda's boys overdoses with coke and starts a fight at the party, enraged, but Griselda manages to control him and continue with the party. Although she still watches every guest with an eye of suspect. Griselda's friend comes home and June finds her name in the stockhouse documents. She asks about Griselda, but her friend's loyalty proves to her boss. She immediately runs to Griselda to inform them about the cop. However, she suspects her loyalty and tries to kill her for talking to the cop. She strangles and chokes her with a wire, but Dario rescues her. She also suspects Dario, her husband, who has been working with her for ages. She humiliates her guests, and the party turns out to be a complete mess. Griselda's boy gets into a fight and asks Chucho for help, but he refuses. Chucho is also missing at Griselda's party, so she suspects him now. She orders him to kill him, but the killer misses the target. He kills Chucho's newborn baby. All these events allure Griselda's friend to shake hands with June. Dario suggests leaving Miami and living a happy life somewhere else with the earned money. Griselda is high on coke with Rafa's girlfriend and she falls on a glass table and eventually dies. Griselda has nothing to do with it, but they have a body to hide. Rivi comes here and helps her throw the body into the water tank and steal the collection of coke she was hiding in her room. Dario leaves Griselda and Miami with his boy and money. He is never coming back, and Griselda is also leaving Miami with her boys and Rivi. They move to LA and hide in a hotel. Griselda gives her boys a necklace which can make them connected forever. Rivi managed to sell the first batch of coke and is working more on selling. Although Rafa gets to know about their location, Griselda plays very well. She sends the boys to dinner and calls the cops on herself. She dodges Rafa and challenges Ochoa's once again. She manages to get bail with limited imprisonment and mediocre charges. June's blood is boiling for getting a few years of imprisonment for that bold lady. She thinks of winding Rivi into this for throwing the charges of abduction of Griselda's boys on him. Soon, they arrest him and offer a deal. They ask him to spill everything about her or face the death penalty. He chose to spill the beans and let Griselda rot in the jail of Miami forever. She has been taken to Miami where June accompanies her. She is in jail holding up grudges against Rivi and missing Dario. Rivi made such a strong case against her, but everything was ruined by a phone call. Rivi had phone sex with an attendant and her call went public. Hence, he loses the grip on Griselda's case and they reduce the penalty to 7 years, considering Rivi a weak witness. Griselda's boys abduct their stepbrother from Dario's maternal home. They kill Dario. All 4 brothers are living together and eagerly waiting for their mother to come out of jail. 7 years later, June resigns from her job and chooses a desk job. She informs Griselda about the death of her 3 sons, who were shot in the same year. She is out but all alone. The murderers are unknown. Her 4th son is in Colombia with Dario's mother. Lastly, she was also gunshot after 2 years of release by unknown assassins. She died at the age of 69 in 2012.